Thank you, Sergeants Gill and Sergeant Amundo. We have the honor of having Bill Whalen's son, Michael Whalen, here today. He's a police park service officer, and he's also a member of the Air Force ROTC. He's leaving for advanced training in Arizona tomorrow, and we thought it would be appropriate to have Michael lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So, Michael, if you could please step forward.
Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Good luck with your training. Next, we have an invocation by Father Alexi Smith.
Let us pray. O Heavenly King, the Comforter, the Spirit of truth, everywhere present, filling all things, treasury of blessings, giver of life, direct our actions this morning and always by your holy inspiration. Look with favor upon Bill Whalen as he assumes the leadership of our police department. In these rather challenging times, may you send him your guiding spirit, that he may provide leadership that is both just and fair. Send him also your protecting spirit, shielding him and all the members of our police department from all harm and danger as they protect us. We ask that you send also your loving spirit, that he may ever strive to manifest the greater good, not only within the department itself, but also within our entire community. Please send also your sustaining spirit, that he may not falter in the requisite exercise of his responsibilities and in his commitment to his fellow officers and to us, the people of El Segundo. May your peace, which surpasses all understanding, be with him and his family and with all of us this morning and always. Amen.
Thank you, Father. Thank you. All right, please be seated. We have a number of dignitaries and officials here this morning that I'd like to welcome. Our Mayor, Suzanne Fuentes. Mayor Pro Tem Drew Boyles is on his way. I'm sure he's going to be here. Oh, here he is. Okay. Drew, thank you for coming. I knew you were out of town last night and came back for this event. Councilmember Mike Dugan. Councilmember Carol Perstuk. And Councilmember Dr. Don Brand. We also have our elected city clerk, Tracy Weaver, and city treasurer, Krista Binder. We have a special guest this morning, a close friend of Bill's, and that is Mr. Bob McCurvey up here in the front row. Bob, could you please raise your hand or stand? We just celebrated the anniversary of D-Day. This gentleman was actually involved in the D-Day invasion and the Battle of the Bulge, and is a close personal friend of Bill's and somebody that we're very honored to have here today. So thank you for coming, Mr. McCurvey. We also have the honor of having 10 chiefs or deputy chiefs here. If you could all stand, please, and be acknowledged. Thank you. And while I have the microphone, I'd like to thank the people that made today possible. Many of you don't know this about El Segundo, but we really celebrate our holidays. And we had a team of people involving every department in the city that worked until past midnight last night on the 4th of July, and then got up again this morning at 6 o'clock to come to work and put this event together. And starting with the Public Works crew, Beto Moreno and his streets crew, thank you guys for working all night and then coming back in this morning to make this possible. On the police department, I'd like to particularly thank Lieutenant Jeff Lehman, Sergeant Mike Gill and Amanda O'Donnell. Thank you, folks. Like I said, it truly is a team effort. Recreation and Parks staff, Sean Green and his crew, Mark Trujillo, Joseph Casillas, Eduardo Franco, and David Meza. And on the cable TV side, Dan O'Toole and his crew. Thank you guys for coming out this morning and making this event possible. And then finally, my assistant, Mickey Tagley, took this event and this responsibility and ran with it and made sure that it happened. And Mickey, thanks for making me look good despite my own efforts and for making this all happen today. So thank you very much. Mayor, at this point, I'd like for you to come up and say a few words. Mayor Suzanne Fuentes.
Well, good morning, and thank you for joining us at this important day in El Segundo's 100-year history. This is our centennial this year. I'm honored to represent my city council colleagues, the residents, employees, and businesses of El Segundo. Thank you, Mr. McCurvey, the visiting chiefs, city representatives, and Chief Whalen's family and friends for joining our celebration today. Chief Whalen, welcome to El Segundo. You are assuming command of an incredible police department which values respect, integrity, service, and excellence. We are grateful for your dedication to your profession and our city. Your resume and service are impressive. You will lead our police force to even greater heights. El Segundo Police Department is the jewel of the South Bay. While policing is difficult in our country and state, please know you and your department have the full support of our community. The council and I are committed to making El Segundo a better town every day, and you are responsible for the safety of our community. We want you to be successful. So please engage with us and let us know what you need for you and your department to do your job. It is an honor to witness your oath today, sir. We gather to support you, and may our Lord always bless and protect you, your family, and the El Segundo Police Department. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. As I said, this is a special occasion and this is a special place. El Segundo is truly unique. I know every city manager says that, but in this case, it's really true. We are a small town. We're a big city inside of a small town, and what I mean by that is we have all the benefits of being a small town as far as relationships, as far as being able to pick up a phone and call somebody and solve a problem quickly, but we face big city issues. Obviously, we're a small town that's surrounded by a huge metropolis. That creates really complex and really interesting service challenges for us. And this is something that I tell every new employee when they start with the city of El Segundo is you're going to have the benefit of working in a small town, but you're going to also have the benefit of being able to work on complex and challenging issues. And in police work, I'm sure that is probably even more magnified. We are surrounded by like I said, a large city that brings us issues that we need to deal with. We have an outstanding police department. The men and women of our police department work 24 hours a day, 365 days a year to make us residents and people that come work here not only feel safe, but be safe. And we pride ourselves on that. We pride ourselves on all the services we provide, but public safety is really first and foremost in our minds. So in selecting a new police chief, I took this responsibility extremely seriously. Bill, we found an outstanding candidate. I have the honor this morning of formally introducing him. A little bit about Bill's background, and then we'll get into more about Bill. But Bill joins us with more than 25 years of law enforcement experience, beginning with the city of Garden Grove, and then principally and primarily with the city of Irvine, where he last served as the operations commander, where he was responsible for a budget of about $40 million and supervised 120 people. So huge responsibility, really a police department in itself. Bill has a bachelor's degree in business administration. He has a master's degree in emergency services. He's taught criminal justice. So from a professional experience and education background, he brings us a lot. But really what's probably more important to me is what does Bill bring us as far as integrity, ethics, and character? And throughout this process, I spoke to a number of people that have known, do know, or have known Bill throughout his career, and I asked them, what do you think about Bill? Tell me about Bill, and I want to share with you some of the things that people said about him that I believe really reflect on who Bill is as a person and what he's going to bring us as a chief of police. So I'm going to read you quotes from people I spoke to during the process. Bill inspires confidence and respect by law enforcement personnel and community members and leads by example. I spoke to the manager of the Spectrum, big shopping center in Irvine, who's worked with Bill for years and felt very confident with Bill and the efforts that he's done to make that shopping center successful. We spoke to members of the community in Irvine. To a person, they all said that Bill's been a pleasure to work with. He's accessible and responsive to their concerns. Bill is a true leader who can move an organization forward by breeding trust, confidence, and respect up and down the chain of command. So not just with the people that work for him, but for the people he works for. Bill takes, this is important to city managers, Bill takes on all the unglamorous assignments that are important to the organization. We have a few of those for you, Bill. Bill is seen as a collaborative, inclusive, and adaptive team leader and a person that promotes innovation. This city and its strategic plan is making innovation and integration of technology one of its primary goals. So Bill fits that strategic goal well. With respect to communications, Bill is seen as a good listener, but not one to hold back. That he's a straight shooter, that he's an effective communicator, and he's going to tell you what he thinks. And then finally, and probably most importantly, Bill is seen as a man who will assess a situation or problem and do the right thing no matter how difficult that is. So, Bill, welcome. Today it's my great pleasure to see you sworn in as our Chief of Police. To that end, I'd like to welcome the Chief and his wife, Lisa, to stand. I do have some proclamations to read first before we get to the oath and the pinning ceremony. So we did invite our federal and state representatives to attend and to send their well wishes. And beginning with the state of California, we have a certificate of honor presented to Bill Whalen from the Lieutenant Governor, Gavin Newsom. On behalf of the state of California, I applaud Bill Whalen on his appointment as Chief of Police for the city of El Segundo. Given his 25 years of dedicated service, there is no doubt he is well prepared for this challenging role. Chief Whalen's exceptional bravery and outstanding law enforcement expertise are tremendous examples of his unrelenting loyalty to his department as well as to the people of El Segundo. I congratulate you on earning this remarkable achievement and applaud your priceless commitment to the great state of California. That's from Gavin Newsom. I'll put these on the table for you to hold them all. From our Congressman Ted Lieu, we have a certificate of congressional recognition. Very nice. In recognition and celebration of your appointment as Chief of Police for the City of El Segundo, with sincere appreciation for your dedication to public safety and your outstanding commitment to protecting our community. Honorable Ted Lieu. And then, Bill, this is your official certificate of appointment from the City of El Segundo. This certifies that William J. Whalen is appointed to the rank of Chief of Police of the El Segundo Police Department. Officers under his command shall obey his lawful orders, and he shall follow those of his superior, and he shall discharge his assigned duties to the best of his ability. This appointment shall be effective from the 3rd day of July, 2017. So, here you go, Bill. Thank you. Your certificate of appointment. I believe, Tracy, you're up to read the oath of office.
Thanks. Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
Can you speak in the microphone?
Sure. I, William J. Whalen, do solemnly swear or affirm
I, William J. Whalen, do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of California
and the Constitution of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to to the Constitution of the State of California,
to the Constitution of the State of California,
that I will take this obligation freely,
that I would take this obligation freely,
without mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Chief, I'm going to present your wife, Lisa, with your centennial. I failed to mention this is our centennial year, 100 years of El Segundo. I'm going to present your wife, Lisa, with your centennial badge so that she can pin it on you. Here you go, Lisa. Thank you. Chief, I think the microphone is yours.
Well, thank you all very much. This is actually very overwhelming. If you'll indulge me for just a moment, I'd like to briefly introduce my immediate family that's here. As everybody that serves in this profession knows, you can't do it without the support of family. And so I'll start down here. You obviously met my wife, my beautiful wife, Lisa, up here. Thank you. You've been a tremendous support for me, and I greatly appreciate it. My two boys down here, Michael you met, and Preston. Preston starts Cal Poly in the fall, and I say this all the time, and I don't think I can say it enough. They're the only two that didn't get to choose this life. They're the ones born into it. They're the ones that suffer the dad not being home for holidays or working nights and all that kind of thing. So they have my deepest debt for all the support they've given me. My mom in the middle, Julie, thank you so much for always supporting me. We have my mother and father-in-law, Joe and Debbie, and the newest member of the family, Aiden's down there on Debbie's lap. So thank you guys for the love and support. And then I have my brothers-in-law, Michael and Danny, here with them. And then I have the rest of the Hastert family kind of over here. And guys, thanks so much for the love and support that you've shown me. I really appreciate it. Tremendous event to set up. And if I could just briefly echo the city manager's remarks, thank you so much, all involved. Again, this is pretty overwhelming, so thank you for that. Madam Mayor and City Council, thank you for this opportunity. We've all had a chance to meet, and I know we have the shared goal of maintaining the safety and security of this great city, so thank you. City Manager Greg Carpenter, I lost him, there he is. Thank you for your confidence. I will work hard for you every day to maintain the high standards and service levels that this police department is known for. To my friends and colleagues, and some of you have come from very, very far away, thank you so much for your support. The truly unique thing about our profession is how we rely upon each other, and I can't thank you enough for coming here today to show me that support. And to those of you from the El Segundo community that live and work here, I appreciate your support as well. I appreciate you coming out here today. I look forward to meeting with all of you in the coming weeks and months, and just know that I'm open and accessible, and I'm really excited to be here. And to the men and women of the El Segundo Police Department, you have been so gracious in welcoming me into your family. And what I've seen so far in just my short time here validates everything I've ever known about this police department. And you are truly an organization that's professional and one that cares about the community. Just yesterday, I had the opportunity to work at the 4th of July event. It's an annual celebration. It's one of the biggest that El Segundo has. And I witnessed firsthand what a strong police and community partnership there is. And I also witnessed a strong partnership amongst all the city departments in putting off this significant event that went off safely, and it was fun and family-oriented, and it was truly magnificent. A quote that I heard a long time ago, and I feel is relevant in my role and as a law enforcement leader, was by General Gray, the 29th Commandant of the Marine Corps. And when asked by a reporter once, shortly after his appointment, what it felt like to be Commandant, he said, "Ma'am, I'm just a Marine Corps rifleman temporarily assigned as Commandant of the Marine Corps." Now, I don't think General Gray meant that to be taken literally. I don't think he meant for everybody to think he was going to go out tomorrow with a rifle and charge up a hill at the next battle that our country faces. But what I think he meant, and what I took from that, is no matter what rank you are in an organization, we all have a collective responsibility towards our shared goals. And I also think he meant, as a leader, we must never lose sight of the perspective of the line folks who are out there doing the job day in and day out. We serve in a time when the challenges seem to come relentlessly at us from every angle, and it's our ability to find the opportunities within these challenges that illustrate why law enforcement is the noblest of professions. And it is your willingness to stand as guardians of this community in sometimes very difficult and dangerous situations that define law enforcement as one of the most honorable of professions. Never lose sight of the fact that what you do has meaning, it has purpose, and it's valued. We should also never forget we owe it to our profession, our community, and those who have honorably served before us to be better tomorrow than we are today. In closing, the last part of the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics administered to every new police officer in the state, if not this nation, begins with the line, "I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith, and I accept it as a public trust to be held so long as I am true to the ethics of the police service." This badge that was pinned on me today and is worn by every man and woman at the El Segundo Police Department represents courage, represents sacrifice, represents commitment. But just as important, it represents the trust bestowed upon us by the El Segundo community. And I will work tirelessly every day to continuously earn this trust. Thank you so much for coming, and I believe there's some refreshments that we can all have afterwards. Thank you.